Hi, welcome back to Spain, circa 1734. A few little things have happened. Um, we finally annexed Brittany. We have fired off the integration rather, of Burgundy. And oh my goodness, it has just taken freaking forever. It has put a complete hit on our Diplo power. You would think I'd learned my lesson, but no. It's using 6 Diplo power per month, and that sometimes that goes up or down. If we annexed another vassal, it'll dip because our diplomatic reputation takes a 3 hit. So for some period of time after the annexation, it takes a hit. So that has kind of bumped up and down, and it is really using up a lot. You can see we're only 327. It's going to take 1,510 Diplo power points. Good word, man. Starting to regret this whole annexation thing, and if I could stop it and start it up again, I would. There's a lot of things about EU4 I don't really understand, and I'm not playing it very well. A few more things happened. We got pulled into a couple of wars. Still nothing on the Ottoman front. A quiet tension over here down in the east. They have not threatened our Bosnia provinces at all. The Ottomans, although we see their opinion of us is pretty much as bad as it could be, there have been no threats. Now they have embargoed trade, and Austria also has embargoed trade. And I don't care. We're pulling in a bunch of trade. Well, no, we're not either. Just 20 ducats a month. I guess I need to pay attention to that again. Who was it? Hesse that we were paying subsidies to? Yes. Okay. I have no diplomats to send. I need to cancel those subsidies. We got pulled into 2 wars as allies. The first war was against against Holstein and their ally England, and I basically completely ignored Holstein. It had all of Denmark, the Denmark Peninsula, basically had all this peninsula. I completely ignored Holstein, let other people worry about that, and I went after England, and I carpet sieged England. I took care of there were 2 mega stacks of doom here in Gwynedd and here in Meath on the Irish Isle. I took care of those. I carpet sieged all of England, including their vassal Munster, and took care of the stacks of doom here in Gwynedd and Meath. And my allies were not doing much. We were still only like 56% war score in the total war. And so I simply chose a separate peace. I peaced out with England and returned Aberdeen to Scotland. And Scotland is very happy about that. The return territory was a big boost. So Scotland was very happy about it. We can't ally with them because they have... we can't vassal them because they have their own large tax base and subjects of their own. So, but our relations with Scotland are maxed and they are friendly. They are friends forever with us right now. Norway, USA, Cherokee, Congo, and England. Okay. So as part of the peace deal, we released Aberdeen to Scotland, and we took the 3 Irish provinces, Munster, Leinster, and Meath, and then I fed Meath to Connacht, our vassal Connacht. I had some missteps here. I want to feed all these to Connacht, but I went ahead. We had another war that was dragging on. I'll get to that in a minute. But while that war was dragging on, I couldn't do anything about selling provinces to Connacht. So I went ahead and began the coring process. And coring takes a lot of admin power. A lot of admin power. So I started the coring process, and I was a little bit confused because when you integrate a subject under a personal union, it causes you diplo power. Just like when you annex, it causes diplo power each month until the annexation or integration is complete. And I had a brain fade, and I thought, oh well, it'll just cost me so much admin power. No, all the admin power, when you core, it takes admin power right up front. And I thought, ah, shucks. I've spent the admin power to core all these 3 provinces, but I did that, and then I got a piece. Finally got a piece on this other war that was going on, and I wanted to go ahead and just sell all these provinces to Connacht. And so anyway, I went ahead and sold Meath to Connacht, and now, as you see, Meath is part of the Connacht territory. I want to sell Leinster and Munster, and I think I will try that. But first, I want to go ahead and get the cores on those 2 provinces. I'm going to go ahead and get my money's worth. It's just going to be another year or so, and I'll have the cores done. They're both just over 33% complete. So, yeah, just another year or so, and those will be done. And then I think I will sell them one at a time to Connacht as soon as Connacht has money, a few hundred ducats to buy them. While after we peaced out with England, in a very short order, England erupted in rebellions again, and just kind of aggravating. Huge stack down here, huge stack here, huge stack. England, forget about it. Don't know what's going to happen, but England's pretty much wrecked right now. So we've got the southern half of Ireland for now. And I guess the reason I want to go ahead and finish coring these, I've already paid the admin points to do it, for one thing. But secondly, I'm curious, when I go to sell these back to Connacht, to our vassal, will I retain the core? And then when I go to annex our vassal, will that cut down the core cost? So there's just some learning mechanics I want to do here. The second war that was dragging on forever was Hesse versus Thuringia and Sweden, and something else, the Hansa, and Brunswick. It was Brunswick versus the Hansa, Thuringia, and Sweden. I think that's what it was. And the Hansa pieced out early, and Brunswick took 2 of their provinces. And now they have so much income, so much tax base, that they can't be vassaled. They're too large to vassal. But the war goal was to take Wittenberg, and nobody would go do it. So after I took care of England, finally I was like, this is ridiculous, guys. I went to peace out, but the war score was like minus 12%, because the war goal was to hold Wittenberg. And so because Thuringia was holding Wittenberg, the war score kept ticking in their favor. So we went up here and we finally sieged, took Wittenberg, and as soon as our siege was successful, the big peace deal came, and we got nothing out of it, which is okay. it was a dumb conflict for these guys to be in anyway. And Sweden, man, once Sweden got into it, Sweden is growing in power up here, and they're still a minor power, but they're much bigger than these one province minors down here. So anyway, that happened, and finally, once that piece happened, then I could come over here and start looking at how to sell these provinces to Connacht. You know, I've talked about this before. I really have been enjoying just letting my vassals do all the work. Burgundy, I'm really kind of regretting integrating Burgundy, but I was kind of afraid if I didn't integrate them, somehow I'd lose them. So, yeah, so that integration should be done in about 17 years. So, and France. Our royal marriage with France ended, and I didn't renew it. He has no legal heir. King Henri III von Habsburg has no legal heir. On monarch death, succession war between Austria and Spain. Well, I'm not going to sit around and wait for that to happen. He's 32. He's got another good 30 years in him. So I let the royal marriage, I did not renew the royal marriage. I canceled the alliance, and I canceled our guarantee, so that although they still have a positive opinion of us, I have created a fabricated a claim on Picardy. So my next plan is just to go to war as soon as I can, go to war with France, and then just take their continental possessions. I don't think I can vassal them because they have overseas, possessions, including more than 40 tax base. So my plan is just to take these possessions. I don't know. I'm not really planning to go after their South American possessions at all, but we'll see what we have to do. We'll just do whatever we got to do. And let's go back to France. Where are we at? They're not France. Let's see if we can find. Here we go. Cosmopolitan Mexico, desire of 34%, and Liberty desire of 17%. Cosmopolitan Brazil, and they are protecting Tupinamba. Good. So my plan, and hopefully it'll work, is simply to grab these 3 continental provinces of France, including Ile-de-France. Ile-de-France. Probably once I take Ile-de-France, their tax base will drop to under 40. And we'll see. Maybe I can vassal them. I'd prefer vassalining them than annex them later. But we'll see. And the most recent thing that happened after all this peace out finally happened over here, one of the things we did was we sieged Saxony, which is Hesse's province. Hesse, after struggling for real life hours and hours to get their opinion up, after the peace out deal, I was just clicking around to see any possible vassal opportunities out here, and Hesse was at plus 200. They were at maximum, and I immediately offered them vassalage, and they accepted. So Hesse is now our vassal. Wow, finally. So, it's pretty much where we stand. We have 2 more possibilities we have two nations that would entertain vassalage, and that's Holstein, which I think is just down to this province, and Denmark, which is currently at war with Norway and is getting its butt kicked by Norway. I don't know how Denmark keeps coming back to life, but somehow they do. This province, Nordjylland, I have no idea how to say that, was, it could have been our territory in the Holstein peace deal, but I didn't particularly want it. Don't have any borders with it, and It'd just kind of be a sore thumb sticking out here until later. Maybe later we'll get it. Brunswick has become too large, although they have a good opinion of us. It's become too large to vassal. And they're an elector, so. And I don't know how. I don't know how to fix that, man. You can see there are only 16 princes now. We used to have at least 3 rows of these guys, and every time I annex a province, I remove it from the HRE, and Austria is really unhappy with me. Whoops, that's Ulm. Ulm, however, no, not just not, but hell no. What about you? That's a hell no. Yeah, these are electors. Austria hates us. Oh man, they hate us. There is a, you see down on the list, removed provinces from the empire, minus 181. That's improving a little bit every year, but yeah, they were at minus 200 on that qualifier because I removed a bunch of my European provinces from the HRE, including some of these northern Italians. Well, that's the 1734 update, and fun times. Fun times. I want to come back and look at this in future years and just, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. Probably wondering why I wasted so much time on it, but it's a lot of fun. The Timurids haven't disappeared at all, have they? In fact, they have expanded. And I don't know how these other countries do what they do. So I don't know if anything really sticks out as strange down here. Syria still holding its own as a independent nation. They're friendly with us. That's weird. Common enemy of our enemy. You know what? If I had a diplomat, I'd work on your opinion of us. Oh, Crete. Cyprus, by the way, I think I mentioned this, was taken over by the Ottomans. Crete is friendly towards us, but we'll update Crete's opinion of us too when we can. I guess that's it for now. We're still quiet with the Ottomans. I guess they have bigger fish to fry. The Crimea looks like it is expanded quite a bit into Kazan, maybe up into Ruthenia. I'm starting to think that the big powder keg here is Austria. They haven't been expanding as aggressively as they were earlier, but you do see that they have passed 2 imperial reforms, which gives them power, especially that top one. Gives casus belli on non-members holding imperial territory. And they can demand that that I return their provinces and demand unlawful territory. And you know what? I just ignore it. They can demand it all they want, and it gives me a negative qualifier with all their electors, with all their member nations, all the princes. But you know, who cares? When I go to war with the princes, you know, that's a big positive boost and puts me over the top in terms of being able to vassal them, like Hesse. Somewhere down there is probably unlawful territory. Yeah, that was down to -1, so it's not as big of a hit with them as it is a Diplo hit with Austria itself, the HRE himself. When I took Brittany, there's something else I received, and I don't remember what it was. You can see that despite our fairly passive colonial game, we've made we have a significant chunk of territory here. Our two non-contiguous Florida provinces, the Castilian West Indies that goes from Cuba down through the Lesser Antilles and the Windward Islands, and New Granada, and then down here in Castilian La Plata. You see these two provinces are listed as Spain, three actually. They will revert as soon as they are colonized fully. They'll be absorbed into Castilian La Plata. I love how that happens. We did receive this province, Gabon, and I don't know what to do with it, man. It's just, we had Cameroon as well, but Cameroon was attacked by natives, fierce natives, and we lost that province. So we have that, and then we have this Bayafada up here, the Bifada, the Godfather. And I don't know what to do with that either. These two provinces just kind of sticking out, so I just kind of ignore them, I guess. That's where we are.